My name is Jonathan Waller. I had a major depressive episode in 1999. I was hospitalized for about 2 weeks and off work for about 6 months following that episode. Since then, I have had psychiatric treatment on and off. Never another episode of hospitalization, but I have gone to a psychiatrist from time to time, and I'm still on antidepressive medication now, sort of a maintenance dose. I think the main challenges I experienced with depression were finding the motivation to get out and do anything, to get out of bed in the morning even sometimes. Certainly to leave the house was difficult. When it came to work, it was definitely more difficult to grab that file or do that difficult task. It was easier to put it off, and that led to having to cover my tracks and do things like that, and that made the depression worse, and it sort of spiraled down. So for me, the main challenge with depression was motivation and focus, those kind of things. In terms of self-management, I think the most important thing is, for me at least, is knowing that I have a propensity to depression, that it's a danger for me. And by knowing that, I can catch myself before I get into trouble, before I start to do things that are going to lead me down a bad path. And by catching it early, I can sort of bring myself back. Another strategy, I'm still on medication, as I mentioned, but also just because for me, the depression mostly focused around work. I think one of the things that I've done is being much more, I almost want to call it social at work, but collegial, I suppose, is a word that would be good. Just talking about what's going on at work with other people in my position, and that makes me feel like I'm not alone, like everybody's having the same kind of problems, and that helps me to put everything in perspective and doesn't feel like the world's all coming down on me.